Hey guys, today is my thought of the day. This is my thought of the day today. Sometimes we'll talk about specific techniques. Sometimes we'll talk about the past UFC. Sometimes we'll just watch the dogs playing because they'll be playing all morning. Anyway, but today's thought of the day is very simple. I'm a simple guy, not very smart. Everyone that knows me knows I am a karate guy, basically just an old school. I'm kind of like Miyagi in a lot of ways. I'm a karate kid. I'm kind of like Mr. Miyagi. Not very smart, but I do try to be philosophical. Usually, most people just laugh at me and mock me, and not many people like me, and I'm okay with that. I would always rather be an asshole than a douchebag. But, okay, with that said, here's my thought of the day, martial arts wise. Live clean, simple life. Live clean, train hard, and fight dirty. Okay. If you're a sport fighter or a UFC fighter, fight hard, don't fight dirty. but but I'm talking about as just normal citizens, normal people. I mean, that's something to live by. Live clean. I mean, you're not. Oh my God, they're going nuts. They're actually going nuts. They're just running all over the property. It's crazy. I love having this property. I love having these dogs, and they're running. Hold on, I just do it. They'll be doing this. I mean, they'll just go all over sprinting. Then they stop. They know when I'm like talking about them. Then they'll stop. Then they'll start again. They're just like sprinting all over, like all 3 acres, and then they'll rest for a little while. But anyway, okay. So sorry about that. I mean, to live by this is just so simple, and it just makes so much sense. Live clean. I mean, yeah, have a drink here and there. Eat some junk food once in a while. Hey, what's up, buddy? What's up, Tony? Well, let's talk about Hawaii later. Call me after this is over. I'd love to talk to you too, Duke, about a couple things. I'd love to get in touch with you and do a project together. Let's talk later. But anyway, live clean. I mean, you eat good. Eat some junk. Don't be a fucking, a freaking, vegan fanatic. Oh, can't touch that. Eat some junk food here and there. But for the most part, eat good, healthy food. Okay, have a beer, have some whiskey here and there, a little bit. I'm not saying do some fucking heroin or some freaking cocaine. I did cocaine once. Let me tell you about it. I loved it. I could be an addict of cocaine so easily. Let me tell you the quick story. Then I'm gonna go back. Was having my nose surgery. I just got done fighting, and like there was a little bone sticking out of inside. You could see it. It was fractured, and it was coming out. So I go to the ER. My mom brought me in. I was like freaking 17. I just fought. It was I don't know what it was, Golden Gloves or something. And I'm laying there, and the doctor dips the Q-tip in a little bottle, and he puts it in my nose. I pick up the bottle. It's like liquid cocaine. They're like, "What is that?" He goes, "This is just to numb your nose. It's not gonna cause any systemic effects. That's what we use to numb. Cocaine is like lidocaine, novocaine. Ginger, get over here now, Ginger. Good girl. Ginger is such a good girl. So anyway, he puts it in and he leaves the room. And he goes, "You're not going to feel this. This is just to make it your nose numb. That's what we use for nasal and some oral surgeries, topical anesthesia." So he puts this liquid cocaine in my nose, and he says it's not going to, I'm not going to feel it systemically. Holy shit. He comes in, fixes my nose, he clips it, and then he just packs it, and he says, "You got to go, you got to go to a regular doctor." But like, I'm driving away, my mom's driving me home, and I'm like, holy shit, I feel good. I mean, I was like, fuck, I felt so good. I mean, I could so easily be a cocaine addict. I've never done it again, never done illegal cocaine, but man, I felt when people say being an addict, is a fucking disease, and oh, they're this, and it's not their fault, it's in their genes, and yada yada yada. It's all made up. That's bullshit. I mean, it feels good. That's why. The cocaine feels good. Drinking makes you feel good. People get addicted to things that make them feel good because it feels good. And they're too weak not to. I mean, you can be addicted to junk food and become fat. That doesn't mean, you don't get addicted. You don't get addicted to Tylenol. You get a headache, you take Tylenol. You don't get addicted to the chemical of Tylenol or aspirin, or say, any other drug that doesn't affect your, mood. You get addicted to Xanax. It makes you feel good. It's like it makes you feel high. You get addicted to gambling because it makes you feel high. You get addicted to sex. There's sex addicts. There's drug addicts. There's alcoholics. It has nothing to do with sickness. It has to do with weakness. You know that. I mean, but it's politically incorrect to say that now because it's a sickness. It's not their fault. It's their fault. Yeah, people get addicted to shit like cocaine because it makes them feel fucking good. So anyway, okay, I'm veering. Addicted to the pit. Yeah, like I said, you got to call me. We got to talk about a couple things after this is over. If you don't have my number, I think you do. But anyway, all right. So live clean. I mean, eat some junk food. Be a freaking normal, person, but err on the side of healthy. Eat good. If you have a fight coming up, guys, you got to eat good the whole camp. Sorry, there's no cheat days in camp. But if you're just a regular person, eat good, eat clean, sleep good. Try to sleep, get some meditation, relax, live clean. Don't be a fucking moron. Just live clean. I mean, if you guys don't know what living clean is, I'll what's up, bots? I'll give you a list of what to do to live clean, but live clean. All right, there, boom. Live clean, train hard. You're martial artists. If you're watching this, you're probably a martial artist. Train hard. Don't train like a little pussy. I mean, hit that bag hard. When you're doing hard work, don't just jog, sprint. On your hard days, sprint. Push it to the limit. When you're lifting, freaking lift some weights. Push it to your limit. Nobody else's limit. I don't give a shit what anyone else in your gym does. Just push it to your limit. Train hard. When you're training, train hard. Don't train long, if you don't want. Practice your techniques, but you got other things to do. So say you do an hour 3-4 times a week. That would be fine. Say you do a half an hour 5 days a week. That'd be fine. That's fine. That's perfect time for workout. As long as when you're training, you're training. You're not sitting around, hanging out. Train hard. So live clean, okay? Keep your drinking to a minimum, but do drink once in a while. Have some fun. Go out and party once in a while. Don't be a fanatic. Nothing worse than a friggin' fanatic. Never touch that. Yeah, I'm a vegan and I can't touch that. I'm nothing against vegans, but live a little. Have a fucking little meat once in a while if you are, and if you're not, live clean. It's not really hard to do. I've been doing it for 56 years. I've had plenty of fun. Yeah, so live clean, train hard. When you train. When you're not training, relax. But when you train hard. Okay? Third one, fight dirty. In the cage, don't fight dirty like, against the rules, but fight your ass off to win. Okay? But in a street fight, which is that's what this is for you guys that are watching this martial arts, fight dirty. There's no rules in a street fight. The only rule is to get home safe to your family. So a fight starts and somebody grabs you in a clinch and you don't know what's going to happen. Their face is anywhere near yours. They might have a knife. They're about to stick it in your lungs and kill you. You don't know that. It's in the street. Why the fuck would anyone be grabbing you in the street? Okay, boom. Bite their face off. Fight dirty. Get home to your family. Worry about, the consequences of legal consequences later. And be 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 healthy enough to go to court. Don't be in a coma because you didn't want to fight dirty. You know, somebody starts swinging on you, and they look bigger, and you don't feel confident. Pull out your knife or gun. You know, level the playing field. That's what weapons are for. That's why we're the strongest. You know, that's why we're the strongest, species, because we use weapons. That's the only reason we are. Like I said before, we couldn't even beat a fucking raccoon in a fair fight. I mean, we are not the strongest. I couldn't beat a dog. We couldn't even beat a dog. I mean, dogs are above us if it came to fighting skills. So fight dirty if you have to. Get home. You know, somebody's on top of you in a mount, and they're about to pound your face in or slam your head into the concrete. Buck them forward. Get them close. If you can't roll them, we teach all those techniques. Try to roll them right away. Try to shrimp out right away. If you can't get out right away, boom, buck them forward and bite them wherever your teeth can get near. Bite them as hard as you can, and then get up. And then you try to hurt them as much as you can and get away. Fight dirty, though. Fight dirty, guys. Live clean. That's a no-brainer. Live clean. Have a great, fun life. Party once in a while. Drink once in a while. I'm not saying do illicit drugs, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not even saying do heroin, but whatever you do it once in a great while. But for the most part, live clean. Live healthy. You feel so much better. Okay, like I said, I'm 56. I've never been a party guy. I've never really been drunk, really. I mean, I had the floor moving once. I got to say that. The floor was moving. My daughter gave me some shots of tequila on, what was it, New Year's or something? Was it New Year's? It was on New Year's. She was a bartender, and I went into her bar. She gave me a shot of tequila, and when I was leaving, I didn't really feel drunk, and I wasn't slurring, but the ground was actually moving. So, okay, yeah. But, I mean, I'm 56. That's happened like once, and then when I was like 16, I got drunk at a party and vomited when I got home. So, I mean, and I've had a pretty fun life. So live clean, guys. Live clean. Train hard. When you train. Push it to the limit. But when you're training and doing your cardio or your fitness or whatever you want to call it, high intensity. Push it to the limit and then rest. You know what I mean? And then make it short and explosive. Make your workouts short and explosive. On your rest day, active rest days, take a 5K jog, and that's an active rest day. But when you're training hard on your hard days, push them hard. Short and hard is always better than long and soft. But like I said, I like short, soft, or long and soft active rest days. Love to go to a nice beach walk with my wife and just talk, and I call that active rest day because I am walking or jogging. But when you push it hard, explode. PT for convicts. I mean, I watch people in my gym when we do PT for convicts, which is a workout I do. I got it from Fish, who has one of the best workout, routines around. It's Body by Fish. But anyway, I look around, my students are panting. They can barely even breathe. They're pouring sweat, but they're training. They're pushing it to their limits. I'm so proud of my guys when they push. My adult belts, my advanced belt classes, my kids belt classes. I mean, they're pushing it to the limit. And that makes me proud and happy because I know if they ever need to use their stuff in a street fight, they'll be able to do it. Because what you do in the gym is the way you're going to carry yourself in a street fight. It's going to be instinctual. And when you're exhausted from doing, say, 45 seconds of burpees straight, and you're that exhausted, you have to realize that's how tired you're going to be after the first 5 seconds of a street fight. So going there regularly and training in the gym will mean the difference between life or death if you get jumped. Because after the first 5 seconds of a street fight, you're going to be, the adrenaline dump is going to be something, that's going to make you so exhausted that it's like you just did 45 seconds of hard burpees or got on the air dyne. For you guys that have done the air dyne, try do 30 seconds of all out air dyne. Get that needle around 90. That's how you're going to feel after the first 5 seconds of a street fight. So get there often in training, even if it's just for a short time. Get there often in training because you need to get that metabolic pathway trained, because in a street fight, if you don't, you're going to die. In a cage fight, if you don't, you're not going to win. So you have to get there and get there often. You need to know what that feels like, and your body has to be able to react to it. You have to get there by doing crazy shit like burpees, rowing hard, air dyne, Glover sprawl, some of the crazy anaerobic work we do. And then right after that, you need to jump on a bag and try to punch the bag as hard as you can when you're so tired you can't even breathe. Do that regularly, because that's what you're going to need to survive a street altercation, life or death, or win a world title in the UFC or the kickboxing or any combat sport. So when you push it hard, and we're known for doing that. The Pit's known for their, crazy anaerobic type workouts. And that's the reason I do it. I don't do it because it's fun, which it is fun. Well, it's fun for me to watch people do it. Now, when I'm doing it, I'm not having any fun, but I know it's necessary. Even at 56, I don't want to get jumped in the street and get killed by some guy, that fucking douchebag that wants to kill me. I want to be able to fight back. If you're a cop, pulling a gun, adrenaline rush, you might have just had to, wrestle with your assailant, and you get to your gun, you're going to be fucking too exhausted to even pull the trigger or point it. So you need to get that metabolic pathway of that anaerobic metabolism. You need to engage that, on a weekly basis. I say a minimum 3 times a week. I don't think you should do it much more than 3 times a week, but twice a week, maybe you can get over with that. But if you don't do it at least twice a week, you're kidding yourself. So, with that said, train hard when you're going to train. Train hard, and then rest. Your training should be hard, explosive, and then boom, done. All right. Now, when you learn techniques, you go to class. Not all of our training is just anaerobic work. We also have a didactic part where we learn techniques, we practice techniques, we go over techniques, why we're doing this technique, how to do it correctly. So there's a classroom setting too in a martial arts class, and then we drill the technique. But when we push our conditioning, that's when we go all out. So, all right, with that said, let me come back to it. So, live clean so you can live long and live healthy, okay? Train hard, guys, and fight dirty. If you get jumped on the street, the only rule in the street is get home safe to your family. And if you push it to that limit, like I said yesterday, it's better to be tried by 12 than carried by 6. And teach your kid it's better to be suspended than comatose in a nursing home with a little Filipino nurse turning you every 4 hours so you don't get bed sores and you have a tracheostomy tube. Not a good scenario, is it? Okay, so the only way around that is to live clean, train hard, and fight dirty. Okay, live your life by those 3. All right, guys, you got any other comments on that? That's my thought of the day. That's it. That's my thought of the day. And so ponder that one. Okay, live clean, train hard. When you train. When you're not training, don't train. And what is that? What are you saying, Adrian? Pseudomonas. Oh, you're trying to say Pseudomonas. It's a PS. Pseudomonas, Pseudomon, US. It's a PS. But anyway, Pseudomonas. That's the bacteria If you get a tracheostomy, that's the bacteria that's going to grow there without impeccable tracheostomy care, which is everybody tries to give you the best care they can in a nursing home. But I mean, there's going to be some breach of sterile technique here and there. And there are going to be bacteria, which, in your nose and your mouth, it gets addressed. And there's, ways that, that your body fights it off. But the tracheostomy bypasses your nose and your mouth. So it's much, much, much easier for you to get terrible pneumonias because from your trach, there's an open hole and the bacteria goes right into your tracheostomy, right into your lungs. In your nose, there's so many defense mechanisms in your nose and your mouth and your larynx, which handle the bacteria before it hits your lungs. So once you have a tracheostomy tube, your chance of getting terrible diseases, terrible pneumonias goes up exponentially. You don't want to do that. That's just another reason to train hard and fight dirty because you don't want the tracheostomy. You just don't. If you have it, you have to have it, but you'd rather not have it. It's not a good thing. So one way to avoid a tracheostomy is live clean, train hard, and fight dirty. Say no to tracheostomies, okay? And I'm not judging people with trachs, but if you don't have one, you'd rather not. It's like, well, I want to get a tattoo. That'll be cool. And then it's kind of addicting. You might say, I want to get some piercings. Okay, get some piercings. I mean, crazy piercings. You look fucking stupid. I believe me, you do. But then people say that about my freaking toenails. Okay? Okay, they say that about my painted toenails. All right, maybe that looks stupid too. Right? But guess what? I can unpaint my toenails. You can't take out that huge thing in your ear because then you're going to have just a dangling flap on your ear and it's just going to look dumb. You're going to have to go to the Botched, those two doctors on Botched on the TV show. You're going to have to go there to fix your little ear. It'll never get fixed. I mean, that's a bad choice. Just tattoo. Tattoo can be a bad choice too. And I might look stupid as hell with my tattoos, but I don't mind them at all. But I'll tell you what, if I get that stupid big thing in my ear, that big piercing, and then I didn't like it anymore, so now I just had a dangling ear lobe with a big hole in it, or maybe in your nose you get this big stupid. I mean, I'm not judging. Like I said, I'm not judging, but to me, my personal opinion is that looks stupid. And a lot of people think my toenails look stupid, or my fanny pack. But guess what? I can take off my fucking fanny pack. I can unpaint my toenails. Okay? I might have an ugly face. I admit that. And I can't unugly my face. But this is the only face I got, guys. And plus, it's been punched a lot. A lot. I mean, like, freaking a lot. I mean, this face has been punched more than anyone else I know. Except maybe Dan Henderson. Maybe. But I think I might have him beat. Because while he was wrestling for years, from, teenage years, he was wrestling, I was getting punched in the face. He didn't start getting punched in the face till he was in his early to mid 20s. By then, the damage was already done, both in my brain and my face. So I think I got him beat. Fanny packs rule. Yeah, fanny packs rule. Anyone that is against them is just, I'm going to say it, is a douchebag. If you don't like fanny packs, there's something wrong with your head. What's up, Arjan? Arjan's here. That's how you say it, guys. Arjan. Because it's like Argentina. But anyway, any other comments on my triad? Live clean. Okay? Train hard. What's the third one? Fight dirty. Fight dirty so you can go home safe. I'm going to make another one. Fight dirty so you can go home safe. How's that one? You like that? Live clean, train hard, fight dirty. That's my golden rule to live your life. Okay? Painted toenails and fanny packs. They are hot. I think they're hot. I mean, I think there should be more girls with fanny packs. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'd like, for me, I like Heather, my wife, to wear a fanny pack more. She only wears it in bed once in a while, just, and that's one of my crazy little things. But she won't wear it out in public. She'll just wear it, when we're doing our little, games or whatever you call them, our little role playing. She'll put on a fanny pack for me. It's a camo one with some rhinestones, and it has a speaker. It's actually a jammy pack, and she'll play like "Freak Me" by Silk or "Sexual Healing" by Marvin Gaye.
It's a lie.
It's on her fanny pack, and sometimes she'll wear something else with it. I won't tell you what, and sometimes she'll wear nothing else. But that's a fanny pack. That's our thing. That's personal. It has nothing to do with you guys. But I want her to get out and wear that fanny pack. Not that one. That one's kind of our own thing. Yeah, that's. But I'd like her to wear a regular fanny pack a little more often. And who's the guy that bejeweled everything? The fighter, bedazzled everything. What was that guy? What was that fighter's name? Because he's the one that bedazzled my fanny pack that I gave to Heather, that has the jammy pack and it's camo with some bedazzling. What was his name? The fighter? Remember, he was like started with an S. He came here and trained. He was puking the time, but he fought like a mother hubbard. Fought all the time. Live clean, train hard, and fight dirty. It should be your new mission statement. It's a great mission statement to have. It's a great way to live your life. I mean, is there a better way? I mean, should you live dirty? I mean, the alternative to living clean is living dirty. So you can be a drug addict? I mean, what a douchebag you'd be, a fucking loser. I mean, you don't have a sickness, you have a freaking weakness because you want to be high. Drug addicts, they're not sick, they just want to be high. Because if it was like you're addicted to Tylenol because it was genetically you were addicted and it wasn't your fault, okay, that's not your fault. People are addicted to things that make them feel good. So they just want to feel good. They want to be stoned. They want to be drunk. So they're just weak and they can't not be drunk because it feels good. Okay, and then train hard. What's the alternative? The alternative to training hard is training soft. Do you want to train soft? You ever hear a guy winning a fucking UFC title? Well, I trained really soft for that one. Joe Rogan. You ever hear Joe Rogan say, wow, that guy's in great shape. He must train really soft. No, you're not going to hear that. You're not. I'm addicted to fanny packs. You're not going to hear Joe Rogan say, you have to train hard. If you want to win fights, you have to train hard. You have to. Okay? You have to train hard. And you have to fight dirty if you want to go home. Some guy pulls out, a fucking knife on you. You got to fight dirty. You got to pull a gun. You got to pull out your knife and freaking stab him you have to slice his throat or something. You just have to. So, there is no really, technically, there's no dirty fighting in a street fight. There's just fighting to go home. There's smart fighting. But I just threw it in. Fight dirty. You have to fight dirty. Mark Weir trains really hard. I'm telling you. Mark Weir, great fighter, great martial artist, great person. He trains really hard. Mark Weir's a freaking exceptional martial artist. One of the best I know. So, anyway, there's my thing. Train hard, fight dirty, live clean. Ginger. Don't forget those, what are you taking ginger in? You have to, living by those three, the golden rules of the pit. Again, one more time. Live clean, train hard, fight dirty. All right, guys. We have anything else to talk about there? I think that's I think it's good to live by those rules, don't you? Anybody else? Like I said, call me when this is done, Tony. And if anybody else has any comments on my Live clean, train hard, and fight dirty. Triad. Let me know because I'm gonna hang around for a little bit more. So I train after CM and Brawl. Yeah, Ian Freeman and Chuck were there too. Yeah, like if you're you're in, are you in England, Mark? Because yeah, if I could train, I mean, to me one of the best martial artists that I'm affiliated with is Mark Weir. I mean, he has all the skills. He's a great martial artist. Striking is his forte, but he's definitely a well-rounded fighter. He's got the ground game, and he knows how to defend a takedown and get off. What to do once the fight hits the ground. So yeah, Mark Weir out of England. But anyway, guys. So we're talking about that. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys want to talk about anything else? Talk about Native Americans and how we acquired the land from them. No, let's not talk about that. I was talking about that on my it's on my Twitter, and it's going to be in my hack stand because I have another thing I do. It's called thehackstand.com, and it's more political and editorial stuff and has nothing to do with martial arts. But today I talked about like who do we really steal the land? Did we really steal California? Yeah, no, it's like this. I just take little topics like, did we take the land from the Indians or from the Mexicans or both or neither or, so I just talk about stuff and then try to get people thinking on stuff. And it's like, there'll be some political stuff, some racial stuff, it's not racist. I talk about how, if you're racial about anything and you even bring up the word racial and you're white, you're a racist. And it's kind of weird how that goes on, but whatever. I mean, so I talk about those kind of things. It's thehackstand.com. Or if you go to my Twitter account, which is Pit_Master. So if you just go to like @ and then Pit _ not dash, but _master, I get into more political stuff on that because I want to keep this one. I'll talk about some stuff, but I want to keep it mainly martial arts and fitness. And then from here, I'm gonna put this one onto this video on my my Pit fan page, not fan page, but business page, and then and then for my students, we have a closed group, and it's the Pit Ohana. And if you guys want to be a member of that group and you're part of the Pit, then go to the Pit Ohana. It's a closed group on YouTube and or on Facebook, and request to come in. The thoughts I have on it is either Hendo's going to hit him and knock him out. If he catches him, he's going to knock him out. And if he doesn't, I think he'll lose a decision. Or he could get stopped later in the fight. I don't know. I just think I never predict fights. But one thing you don't lose when you get older is your power. I mean, your strength, like Foreman. That's why George Foreman could fight so long, because he didn't rely on speed. I mean, you lose timing too. But you don't really lose your brute strength. And he never lost that. And that's why he was able to fight into his, didn't he, 50-ish? He was competitive. But you do lose your speed. And someone like Henderson, I mean, he's a fucking knockout motherfucker. I mean, he just hits. I mean, he has freak knockout power. And it's one reason, like I always say, a great wrestler can knock out a striker. You're right, Arjun. A great wrestler who won the Olympic gold medal could still knock out a Golden Glove boxing champion, kickboxing champion. He could knock him out with one punch. But a kickboxing champion will never be able to out-wrestle a great wrestler. So that's all I got to say about that. Anyway, guys, I think I'm done with my little talk. Remember, live clean, train hard, and fight dirty. Remember those 3 things, live by them, and you'll be much more successful in everything you do, especially martial arts. All right, guys? Thanks for coming.